We're going to simplify this complex fraction using the LCD method. So our first step is to figure out the LCD. And if you look at the denominators, we have x to the 5th and x to the 10th. So think about taking each factor the most number of times it appears in any one denominator. So the factors here are x's. We have 5 x's being multiplied together. The factors here are x's. We have 10 x's being multiplied together. So that means we need the factor x. We need the factor x the most number of times it appears in any one denominator. So we need x to the 10th. And we're going to take the LCD x to the 10th and multiply the top and bottom of our complex fraction by the LCD. And that means it distributes into the top and distributes to the bottom. So each term gets the LCD. And that gives us, on the top, x to the 10th times 1 plus x to the 10th times 1 over x to the 5th. And that's all over x to the 10th times a 1 minus x to the 10th times 1 over x to the 10th. All right, now every term has the LCD multiplying it. The next thing we want to do is divide out common factors. On the top right, we have an x to the 5th, and that divides out with 5 x's on top here, leaving us x to the 5th. And then we have here x to the 10th and x to the 10th. Those divide out. And that leaves us with, top left, x to the 10th, and then plus x to the 5th, all over x to the 10th minus 1. And now what we want to do, if we could combine like terms, we would, but we can't combine anything because there are no like terms here on the top or separately on the bottom. So now what we want to do is try to reduce this to lowest terms, which means factor and then divide out common factors. So what you don't want to do is jump right to canceling out x to the 10th, x to the 10th. All right, you can never divide something out unless you factor it first when you're trying to reduce a fraction. So first factor, factoring the numerator, we have a x to the 5th we can take out, and that leaves us with x to the 5th plus 1. And just double check to make sure that that is the correct factoring. If we were to multiply x to the 5th onto both terms here and distribute it, we'd get x to the 10th plus x to the 5th. So that looks good. Divide by x to the 10th minus 1 is a difference of 2 squares. Think of x to the 10th as x to the 5th squared, and then minus 1 is the same as minus 1 squared. So we have a difference of 2 squares factoring that we want to do, and we want to put in x to the 5th plus 1. So put in the items that are being squared, and then the same thing except minus. All right, and checking that out, that would give us x to the 10th minus 1 back again. X to the 10th, and then minus x to the 5th plus x to the 5th, cancel out, minus 1. And now that we've factored, we can divide out common factors. Common factors are the binomial factors, x to the 5th plus 1. They divide out to 1, and we're left with x to the 5th over x to the 5th minus 1, and that's the final answer.